On a humid Manila morning, as the city slowly came to life, headlines blared across the front pages of every newspaper. The air was thick with anticipation, and the news was impossible to ignore. The Philippines and the United States had finalized new EDCA sites, cementing a stronger, more determined defense posture in the West Philippine Sea. This agreement was more than just ink on paper. It was a signal to the world that the Philippines was ready to stand its ground. In the quiet fishing villages of Palawan, the news wasn't just politics, it was hope, a lifeline for communities whose livelihoods depended on the sea. For years, fishermen, long harassed in contested waters, gathered around crackling radios, listening intently. For the first time in a long while, they sensed a real shift, a promise that their voices were finally being heard. For years, Filipino fishermen faced foreign vessels driving them from their own seas, their daily catch shrinking, their safety always in question. The threat was constant, and the sense of helplessness grew with every confrontation. The West Philippine Sea, rich in resources and rightfully theirs, felt increasingly out of reach. The waters that once provided for generations now seemed like a distant dream, guarded by foreign ships and uncertainty. The new EDCA sites weren't just about building bases, they were a statement to the world and to every Filipino. They declared that the Philippines would no longer be pushed aside. The Philippines would defend its sovereignty, its people, and its future. The flag was raised not just as a symbol but as a promise. After years of uncertainty and wavering policies, the government's pivot was clear and resolute. There was no more ambiguity about where the nation stood. The alliance with the U.S. was now more than a diplomatic gesture. It was a tool for credible deterrence, a partnership forged in shared interests and mutual respect. For the armed forces, this meant more than just a boost in morale. It was a tangible commitment to their mission and their safety. It meant better runways for rapid response, deeper ports for larger ships, and modern equipment. Finally, the tools needed to defend the nation effectively. This wasn't just geopolitics or strategy on a map. It was about giving defenders what they needed to protect their people, their homes, and their seas. It was about restoring dignity and confidence to those on the front lines. The expansion of EDCA marked a turning point, a shift from helplessness to assertiveness, from uncertainty to unity. It was a message that the Philippines would no longer be a bystander in its own story. The Philippines was no longer standing by as its rights were eroded. Across the nation, a new sense of pride and determination was taking root. The U.S. alliance was being leveraged for real, lasting security, joint patrols, shared intelligence, and a united front in the face of growing challenges. A new dawn had truly arrived for Philippine defense. A dawn filled with hope, resolve, and the promise of a safer, more secure future for all Filipinos. In a significant move, Manila and Washington jointly announced the addition of 4 new Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA sites, building on the foundation of the original 5. This expansion marked a new chapter in the alliance, reflecting a deepening partnership between the two nations. This was a strategic leap forward, not merely an increase in numbers. The decision was rooted in months of careful planning and high-level consultations, with both sides weighing the evolving security landscape in the Indo-Pacific. The new locations were chosen to fill critical gaps in the existing defense posture, extending the reach of both countries' armed forces. Together, these sites created a robust network for maritime domain awareness, rapid disaster response, and enhanced territorial defense, especially in areas vulnerable to external threats and natural calamities. Under the expanded agreement, U.S. troops and military assets would rotate through these bases, bringing advanced equipment and expertise. This rotation deepened interoperability between the two militaries, allowing for more frequent joint exercises and training, and reaffirmed the enduring commitment of the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty. The alliance, which had once seemed to drift, was now revitalized by shared security concerns, particularly in the contested waters of the West Philippine Sea, where tensions have been rising. The establishment of new EDCA sites transformed the treaty from a symbolic promise into a living, operational commitment, sending a clear message that any act of aggression would be met with a coordinated and credible response. A stable and secure Philippines is not only crucial for its own people, but also for global trade and the peace of the entire region, as vital shipping lanes pass through these waters. Importantly, the expansion was a sovereign decision. The armed forces of the Philippines took the lead in selecting locations and determining upgrades, ensuring that the new sites matched Philippine priorities and needs. This was a partnership of equals built on mutual respect and shared interests, not an imposition from abroad. Ultimately, EDCA's growth was as much about strengthening Philippine self-reliance and modernizing its forces as it was about reinforcing the alliance. The expansion signaled a future where both nations stand together, prepared for any challenge. The genius of the new EDCA sites is their geography. 3 are in northern Luzon, facing Taiwan across the Luzon Strait, a vital choke point for naval movement. These bases allow rapid monitoring and response to any crisis, enhancing early warning and deterrence. Balabac Island in Palawan, near the Spratlys, enables swift deployment to the West Philippine Sea's southern flashpoints. This network forms a defensive arc, making it harder for adversaries to operate undetected. It's not about permanent U.S. bases but about rapid joint response in crisis or disaster. The EDCA sites are indispensable for regional peace and stability. EDCA expansion means real upgrades, longer runways at Lalo for bigger planes, new piers at Camilo Osias and Balabac for larger ships. These improvements boost patrol range, disaster response, and operational readiness for both Philippine and U.S. forces. Modern logistics, warehouses, fuel storage, living quarters are pre-positioned for rapid crisis response. This readiness is a deterrent. A well-supplied force can mobilize in hours, not weeks. The investment is a long-term commitment to alliance and modernization. By 2026, many projects are underway, with U.S. funding complementing Philippine defense spending. Dual-use design means runways and ports serve both military and humanitarian needs. These bases benefit Filipinos in peace and crisis, building support for the alliance. The upgrades are the backbone of a credible modern defense. EDCA is about more than maps. It's about real capability. The new EDCA bases empower the Philippines to monitor and defend its waters like never before. Upgraded airfields enable longer, more frequent patrols, documenting illegal activities and supporting diplomatic protests. Real-time intelligence means safer, more effective responses to intrusions. U.S. surveillance adds oversight, deterring escalation and supporting rapid response to threats like blockades at Ayungin Shoal. This capability changes the risk for aggressors, knowing the Philippines can act swiftly. The bases help enforce the 2016 Arbitral Tribunal ruling, turning legal victory into action. Persistent presence and patrols uphold a rules-based order. EDCA sites are the infrastructure that makes sovereignty real on the water. The alliance transforms legal rights into daily reality. EDCA has transformed the U.S.-Philippines alliance into a dynamic daily partnership. American and Filipino troops now train, plan, and operate together, building real interoperability. Clear U.S. commitments erase past ambiguities. An attack in the West Philippine Sea will trigger mutual defense. The bases are proof of this commitment, deterring aggression. The alliance now covers disaster relief as well as defense, with pre-positioned supplies enabling rapid aid after typhoons. The AFP led site selection, with the U.S. providing support, a true partnership. This mature alliance respects Philippine sovereignty and shared goals. It's a resilient, sustainable partnership for the future. Oyster Bay in Palawan has rapidly transformed into a key naval hub, now serving as the home port for the Philippine Navy's most advanced warships. Its strategic location allows the Navy to operate much closer to the country's most contested waters, providing a vital forward base for maritime patrols and defense operations. Here, naval personnel work around the clock, maintaining readiness and ensuring that the fleet can respond swiftly to any emerging situation in the West Philippine Sea. Meanwhile, the Chait Bisenshur and Chai Bay, the new military site on Balabac Island, is taking shape, with a modern airfield and port facilities under construction. This development puts the armed forces of the Philippines right on the front line, just a short distance from the Spratly Islands. With these new assets, the AFP can now deploy troops, ships, and aircraft rapidly, enabling a much faster response to any threats or incidents that may arise in these highly contested waters. From Balabac, military aircraft can now reach critical hotspots like Ayungin Shoal in record time, providing both deterrence and reassurance. This capability is a game-changer for the country's ability to assert its sovereignty and protect its interests in the region. Up north, Batani's upgraded facilities, though not officially an EDCA site, play a crucial role in extending the country's surveillance reach over the Luzon Strait. This narrow waterway is vital for regional security, and enhanced monitoring here helps safeguard the Philippines from potential threats coming from the north. Together, these projects form essential pieces of a larger strategic puzzle. Oyster Bay for projecting naval power, Balabac for rapid military presence, and Batanes for vigilant monitoring. Each site strengthens the country's overall defense posture. EDCA is not just a policy on paper, it's visible, concrete infrastructure rising across the archipelago, systematically strengthening the nation's defense capabilities and readiness for any challenge. Every new facility built is a significant step toward a safer, more secure Philippines, giving the AFP the confidence and resources to defend the nation's sovereignty. With these new tools and infrastructure, the armed forces of the Philippines are now better equipped than ever to protect the country's territory, rights, and people from any external threat. At the heart of this transformation is the enduring alliance with the United States, a partnership that remains the backbone of the Philippines' evolving defense strategy and regional security. The annual Balikatan exercises are the alliance in action, now bigger, more complex, and integrated with EDCA sites. Drills include amphibious landings, live-fire naval gunnery, and rapid air deployments, rehearsing real contingencies. These aren't just symbolic. They build muscle memory and seamless teamwork for crisis response. The exercises send a clear message of deterrence, showcasing advanced capabilities and unity. Balikatan accelerates AFP modernization, exposing troops to new tactics and technologies. The training boosts skills and confidence, preparing Filipinos to defend their nation. The exercises are a catalyst for professional growth and alliance strength. Balikatan is where partnership becomes real-world readiness. EDCA's impact goes beyond the military. Local economies thrive from construction and increased demand. US-funded community projects build goodwill and show the alliance's benefits to everyday Filipinos. A modernized AFP means better border security, disaster response, and national pride. EDCA sites are force multipliers, helping the Philippines build its own capacity. Regionally, the alliance is a pillar of stability, reinforcing peaceful dispute resolution and international law. Neighboring countries quietly welcome the renewed US presence and stronger Philippine defense. EDCA bases are a forward-thinking investment in peace, sovereignty, and prosperity. The alliance's fruits are clear: a stronger Philippines, a stable region, and a secure future.